Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Joelle and I resell on platforms like Poshmark, Depop, Mercari, and WhatNot. And today I have a Plato's Closet clearance haul to share with you all. I shopped their dollar clearance sale and came back with 17 items. 16 of those cost me $1 a piece. So I'm really excited to share with you all some really great items at such a low cost of goods. Also, before I show you all this haul, I want to share a quick announcement that will affect my YouTube channel and my reselling job. But if you have been subscribed to me for a while, you probably know that I am a full-time law school student as well. And so my reselling has been kind of in between part-time and full-time. I recently decided over this winter break to drop out of law school. It was a really tough decision to make, but my future career plans was basically to do pro bono lawyer work, which would mean that I would not charge my clients, and then I would have reselling as my full-time income. But as I am talking to more people, I am discovering that I really can't do both. And the only option would be, if I wanted to continue with my law school, would be to charge my clients and basically be a full-time lawyer. And that is just something that I do not want to do. I really wanted to be a defense attorney and not have to charge my clients, because legal fees can get really high, especially for people who are fighting against very petty cases. So I still plan on doing a lot of community-based work, but I am going to be a full-time reseller now, which means that my YouTube content will probably change. Obviously, I will still have reselling content because this is my full-time job, but hopefully I will have a lot better content because I'm also monetized on YouTube, so I really want to make this a passive income as well, which means for you all that my content will hopefully be a lot better this year for you all as well. So I just wanted to share that with you all. I'm really excited to become a full-time reseller, and I have some really big 2023 goals. But now we are just going to get right into this Plato's Closet clearance haul. And first up, I'm going to share with you all the only full priced item I bought. Everything else was just $1. But here we have for $10 a pair of the Ragged Priest jeans. This is actually a brand that I had never heard of, but I will share the logo with you all. I actually found these in the denim section looking for a pair of jeans myself, and the checkered pattern really caught my eye, so I decided to look up the brand, especially because it was only priced at $10. I will share sold comps with you all, but I'm pretty sure that these jeans cost about $150, maybe more. When I found that stock photo, I thought that these would be a really quick sale as long as I include the right keywords. I think that these would sell really well on a platform like Depop. And overall, these are in excellent condition. I don't know exactly what I will list these at, but I anticipate I'll list them for around maybe $70 or more. And overall, I am really glad to know this new BOLO brand. All right, now we're into the dollar items. And first up for the dollar clearance, I have this brand new with tags Abercrombie & Fitch tank top. This is a really pretty floral pattern, so I'll make sure to include a lot of keywords related to spring and summer. And the MSRP on this is $35. When it comes to Abercrombie and other bread and butter brands like American Eagle and Hollister, I definitely stray away from a lot of blouses like this unless they're new with tags. And when it comes to these brands, I usually look more at their denim section to sell, especially Abercrombie & Fitch. But because this was new with tags, I thought that this was a good bread and butter pickup. And if it doesn't sell on Poshmark, I have no problem with taking this to just another Plato's Closet location because they almost always take new with tags items. Next up, we have a new without tags item. This is just a PacSun color block long sleeve polo. PacSun is a brand that I typically wouldn't pick up to resell, but this was new without tags. It has the little size medium sticker on it. And I want to say that this is a men's medium, but when it comes to shirts like this, I definitely make sure to include that it can fit as a unisex style, and I will probably model this shirt. And like those Ragged Priest jeans, I think that this shirt would do really well on Depop. This definitely doesn't retail for a lot. It's probably around $35 or $40. But I think I could list this on Depop and get around 20 bucks for it. And something I've been trying to do on Depop is model my photos. I've heard that when it comes to selling on Depop, a lot of buyers prefer to see the item modeled rather than just on a mannequin or a hanger. And I've definitely noticed that it's brought a lot more attraction to my closet. So hopefully this can be a quick sale and be a great bread and butter find. Next up, we have another new with tags item. They all seem to be at the top of this bag. But for $1, I have this Shiku sort of paisley floral pattern pair of wide leg jeans. This was a brand that I had heard of. Here's the tag if you do not know it. I really don't know a lot about the brand, but I don't think that they retail for anything over 40 or 50 bucks. But because they did have the tags attached, I figured that I would pick it up. And like a lot of new with tags items that I get at Plato's Closet, as long as they are cheap, I can rest assured that if they don't sell well on Poshmark, I can always take them back to another location. But these do have the wide leg finish on the bottom, which is always a great style of jeans to sell. And I really like the pattern on these jeans. So I think if I include the right keywords, take measurements, and just have a really good, clean listing with good photographs, that this could be a quick sale. Next up is a very basic bread and butter find. For $1, I have this Caslon tiered dress. Caslon is a brand that I see at places like Dillard's and Nordstrom Rack. This is probably a $40 or $50 dress. And when it comes to the resale value, it can be all over the place with brands like this. But like a lot of items that I've been sourcing lately, I am probably going to model this dress and make a pretty cute outfit out of it to list on all of my platforms. One thing that I've noticed from Plato's Closet clearance hauls is that a lot of the items that are in that dollar clearance are just basic bread and butter pieces. So I will probably list this for around $25 or $30 and hope to profit at least 12 to 15 bucks. But for the cost of goods, I could not pass this dress up. Next up was one of the higher end pieces that I found in that dollar clearance section. I have this Privacy Please polka dot wrap dress. I was immediately drawn to this dress when I saw it in the dollar clearance section, just because it is such a pretty color and pattern. And if you do not know, Privacy Please is a brand that is sold on Revolve. I have sold, I think, one tank top from them. I can't remember what I sold it for though. But this dress retails for over $100, and based on sold comps, I think I will list it for $45 or $50. And when it comes to this dress, I will definitely make sure to have a lot of keywords. I will have basic ones like spring, summer, maybe Easter or Valentine's Day. But another thing that I will do is include a lot of Disney keywords, because when I first saw this dress, I immediately thought about Minnie Mouse. I think that this would be a really cute outfit for Disneyland or Disney World. So those will also be some keywords that I will add additionally at the bottom of my listing. But for this dress, I am pretty confident that I will profit at least $20 to $25, and hopefully with some good keywords, it will be a fairly quick sale. Next up is a pretty basic dress that I will either model and put on my platforms, or I might just sell it on WhatNot. But for $1, I have this Universal Threads midi dress. If you don't know, Universal Thread is just a brand sold at Target. This is probably a $30 or $35 dress. But when it comes to Target brands, do not sleep on them, because a lot of their stuff sells well. I usually avoid brands like Merona or Exhilaration, but I will pick up Universal Thread and Wild Fable, along with some of their activewear brands as well. And I will only pick them up if they are either new with tags or if they cost $2 or less. But this is a really pretty style, and midi dresses sell really well, especially with spring and summer coming up. So again, I will either model this and list it on my platforms, probably just for $25, or I might put it in one of my next WhatNot shows and start the bid at just $5 to see if I can get that quick flip before listing it. Next up is another cute dress, and this one is from American Eagle. It's just this floral midi dress. With the exception of jeans, American Eagle clothing does not do very well for me on Poshmark, but it does do well for me on WhatNot, so I will for sure be listing this in my next WhatNot auction. Like that Universal Thread dress, I'll probably start it at just $5 to try to give someone a good deal. And one of my favorite parts about WhatNot, even though it doesn't bring a higher profit per item compared to my other platforms, is that I am able to get a quick flip just like I would at Plato's Closet, in more of an effortless way. So I'm hoping that this will sell in my next WhatNot show. If not, I'll probably try to put it in a couple more shows, and if it doesn't sell, I will just take it to another Plato's Closet location. All right, I know I just said that American Eagle doesn't sell well for me unless it is a pair of jeans, but we have another American Eagle piece. It is just this denim wrap skirt, and like that American Eagle dress, this is going to be something that would be listed on my next WhatNot auction. And if it doesn't sell, I will just take it right back to another Plato's Closet. But I thought that this was a really cute and unique piece. It's definitely not your typical denim skirt because it is that wrap style. And like that American Eagle dress, I will definitely make sure to list this for probably $5 on WhatNot. I might go a little bit cheaper depending on how the show is going, but I'm hoping that I can just make a quick flip and make a couple of bucks off of it. Next up, we have another new with tags piece. From that dollar clearance section, I have this Madewell texture and thread blouse. This is a really pretty diamond lace pattern. And if you do not know the tag, this is a Madewell tag. It is the texture and thread line. And I've sold a couple of shirts on my WhatNot auctions that I found at the bins. I made a quick flip for a few dollars. So I'll probably do the same, especially because this is new with tags. It has that Nordstrom clearance tag on it, but it says that the MSRP on it is $45. So this is a shirt that I'd probably list at $5. That is typically the starting range for my WhatNot shows. And I have found that a lot of bread and butter pieces like this sell really well on the auction. So like a lot of those American Eagle pieces in that Target dress, I hope that I can get a quick flip for this shirt. And if it doesn't sell on WhatNot, I might look up comps on Poshmark. But if they aren't that good, I will just take it to another Plato's Closet. Next up, I found this very trending blouse from Sans Souci. This is a brand that I have never picked up, and I don't think I've ever seen it while thrifting, but it is really pretty. It has the ruched back and the puffy sleeves, which is always something that I look out for. And if you do not know, this is the tag. I want to say that this brand is sold at Nordstrom Rack occasionally, but it doesn't retail for a ton. This is probably a $40 or $50 shirt, but I will definitely make sure to share sold comps with you all so you can get an idea of what this brand is like. But this is definitely a shirt that I will be modeling and putting on my platforms. I think that it is something that's hard to capture on the camera with the puffy sleeves, but just a ballpark, because I haven't looked up suggested comps, I think I could list this shirt for around $25 to $30 and profit at least 15 bucks for it. Next up was kind of a risky piece to buy, even though it was only $1, but the brand is Tyler Bowie or Bow. Here's the tag. I have never heard of it, but it was one of those tags that looked kind of fancy and high end. But this is just a sort of tropical flowy midi skirt. And when I looked up the brand, I saw some listings for around 70 to 80 bucks. I didn't look up a lot about the brand because my phone wasn't charged up all the way, but I figured that it would be worth the risk. I'll make sure to share some details so that you all can see what this brand is all about. But it is a skirt that I will probably model and put on my platforms. It has a really pretty tiered finish, and it will definitely be a keyword heavy listing. And when it comes to a piece like this, I would be happy to profit at least 15 or 20 bucks for it, but hopefully I can profit a little bit more based off of the sold comps that I share with you all. Next up was a piece that I picked up strictly for the color. This is just a Daniel Creme pink button-down shirt. This is a men's shirt, but when it comes to button-down shirts like this, I always make sure to tag it as a unisex, because a lot of girls are also looking for that oversized button-down shirt. And pink is definitely a huge color this year. If you do not know, Barbiecore is a style that is very trendy these days, and so I always make sure to include it in my hot pink listings. And like a lot of these items, this is a shirt that I will model. I'll probably put it with some distressed jeans. Sold comps are usually around that $15 to $30 range. I'll probably list this shirt for $30. And when it comes to items with low cost of goods, I am almost willing to part ways with an item that has any offer that is 50% or better. So hopefully I can profit at least $12 to $15 for this shirt. All right, I have 3 more items to share with you all for this clearance haul. And next up is another new with tags item. The brand is Morning Mist, which I had never heard of, but it's just this very basic black crop top. It says it is a size 8, which is probably a size medium. And the best part is that the neckline has that milkmaid finish. If you don't know the term milkmaid, it is something that I recently learned this past year, but it is definitely something that is a timeless style. And I like to pick up a lot of floral dresses and midi dresses that have that neckline. But for this shirt, the tag does have the style name. It says it is the Antonio top in black. So I'm hoping that I will be able to find a stock photo. And because it was new at tags, I didn't even look up the brand or suggested comps, because like a lot of other new at tags items, if the comps aren't good, I can just put it on WhatNot, or I can take it to another Plato's Closet. So even though I didn't look up the brand, I thought that this was a good pickup, because the worst case scenario is that I get a quick flip at Plato's Closet. But hopefully I can list this on Poshmark and get a little more profit. Next up, I have this blouse from Cloth & Stone. Cloth & Stone is an Anthropologie brand, but I've also seen it at places like Dillard's and Nordstrom Rack. But it's this really pretty green color, and on the back, it has this lower scoop back line, and it also ties a couple times on the back. So I thought it was a really fun piece. And when it comes to Cloth & Stone, I kind of go back and forth with picking it up. A lot of their pieces tend to sit, but Anthropologie brands do pretty well for me on WhatNot, so this will most likely be listed on WhatNot rather than my other platforms because it does tend to sit on platforms like Poshmark. So I will be listing this on WhatNot for $5 as the starting bid. Overall, for $1, this is a brand that I would almost never pass up unless it was damaged or a pretty cheap item. But Cloth & Stone is a great brand, and hopefully I can get a quick flip for it on WhatNot or at Plato's Closet. Alright, I am on the last item of this Plato's Closet clearance haul. It is just this Sydney B flowy collared kind of wrap tie front shirt. I know that sounded like a bunch of word vomit, but I really don't know how to describe this top. But I did pick it up because it is a really unique pattern. And like a lot of these items, I will be modeling it and putting it on my platforms. And I never heard this brand, so when I looked it up, I saw some listings for around $30 to $40. Obviously, there were some lower and some higher ones, but I think if I model this and have some good, clean photos and keywords, I will be able to list this for around $30 or $35. And with the really cool print on this shirt, I think it would do really well on Depop, and hopefully I can get a quick sale for it. But because I never heard of this brand, I will definitely make sure to share some details on if it is a BOLO brand or not, and I will make sure to share some sold comps for similar items. All right, we have now gone through my entire Plato's Closet clearance haul. Like I said, this was dollar clearance, and the only full price item I bought was a pair of the Ragged Priest jeans. Overall, I was really happy with this haul. There were a lot of bread and butter items, but when your cost of goods are low enough, those bread and butter sales definitely add up. And now that I am officially a full-time reseller, I definitely want to make sure to have a wide variety of items, especially when it comes to price range. So it is good to have a lot of bread and butter items along with some higher end pieces so that it brings a lot more traction to your closet. But if you are still here watching, I appreciate the channel's support. And if you aren't subscribed to me yet and you want to see more reseller content like this, definitely make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn the notifications on. But now that we're at the end of this video, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you for the next video.